Hi, and welcome to Talent LNK Podcast in partnership with LincolnHR. I'm Kaylie Hogan-Schnittker, Director of Talent Strategy at the Lincoln Partnership for Economic Development. Today, we are in the AOI Podcast room with Art Wilson, Program Manager of Skills here in Lincoln with gener8tor. Welcome. How's it going?
Thank you for having me. It's going well. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to come in. We've known each other for a few years. It's been exciting to watch your career grow, and I was so excited when you got into this role. And so I knew immediately we got to bring you in and have a conversation because this program is also super cool. So before we dive into gener8tor things, I'd love to hear a little bit about your background and kind of what led you to the work that you're in.
Absolutely. So I dropped out of high school in ninth grade. And throughout my teens and 20s, I worked a ton of low-paying, food service type jobs. And whenever I applied for any job openings, I always felt like I was the least likely candidate. I had no education. I have a criminal record. I had a spotty work history. I was a hard worker, and I was willing to learn. All I needed was, somebody to really just take a chance on me. Eventually here in Lincoln, through networking and volunteering, I found somebody who was willing to hire me just based on my skills and my potential. In that job, they really mentored me. They invested in my skills. They really developed me, and I quickly moved into management. And in management, I realized that I have quite a passion for helping others develop. I've had a non-traditional career path, to say the least, and I know that there are tons of people out there who feel the same way. I know what it's like to try to scrape by, working a low-paying job, trying to find meaningful work. And our program offers a way to develop skills while offering job support and career development in a way that's easily accessible for people. And I really wish I had something like this when I was struggling.
Yeah, this is a really cool program. And you really have had a really non-traditional career path, but it's been really neat to just see the potential that someone saw in you and that they were willing to take a chance. I think what was really fun for me a couple years ago, right after I think we first joined a job readiness committee together, I saw you graduating with your master's when my sister was graduating at Wesleyan, and that was really exciting.
Yeah.
I saw you from across. I was like, Art. So that's really awesome. And again, it's really cool to see you in this role. So tell me a little bit about gener8tor and then specifically kind of this program and what it does.
Sure. So gener8tor, our mission is to be the best partner for a community to invest in their best and brightest. Now, we do that through our accelerator programs. We have investment accelerators for startups. We have creative accelerators for musicians and artists. And we have skills accelerators like the one we run here in Lincoln for individuals to gain in-demand skills and move up in their career or find meaningful work. It's a great program. We really want to invest in the community here in Lincoln. Excuse me. And, in tandem with the educational aspect of helping people gain skills, we offer one-on-one career support. So individuals meet with career coaches. We help them develop their resumes, cover letters, job search strategies. We do mock interviews with them if they want to build interviewing skills. We help them in a very well-rounded and holistic way, including to meet with them to brainstorm ways to overcome barriers to employment, because a lot of people have barriers to employment. And so we really want to find those best and brightest that are in the community and help them to succeed.
That's really cool. How do individuals find the program?
Applications are open. They are through our website. We often advertise through Facebook, LinkedIn as well. It is a 6-week program. We're in week 4 of the current program that's running right now, so we have another program that's starting in September. Applications are pretty much always open, so we're receiving those applications, and about 2 weeks before the next program starts, we'll facilitate interviews. So I'll be calling applicants to see if they're a good fit for the program. Now here in Nebraska, we run this program in Omaha as well. So in Nebraska, there are no educational or income requirements to be a part of the program. It is completely virtual, so we do expect that people have some basic computer skills as well as access to a device and reliable internet access. Other than that, a simple interview after the application, and it's yes or no from there.
So anyone, that was going to be my question, is what sort of pre-qualifications does someone need to have to enroll in the Skills Accelerator?
Yeah, so our sweet spot, our target demographic is unemployed, underemployed individuals. So those people who are currently not working or are working maybe one or more part-time jobs and could really benefit from the program to gain some in-demand skills, leverage those skills into finding full-time meaningful work. We're here to support them in an ongoing way. And so career coaching and job placement supports, they don't end when the program ends. It's ongoing. We want to help people find the job, not just a job, right? And so lots of participants find work within the first few weeks of the program. It isn't wait till you graduate to start looking. They find work almost within the second week sometimes, because
Oh, wow.
the accountability that comes with being in the program that kind of ramps up their job search. They just feel more confident and they know that they have somebody to support them, and that can be a game changer for most people.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said the program's about 6 weeks. What certificates or things are they learning within that time?
So here in Nebraska, in Lincoln and Omaha, our program is project management. So
Okay.
the educational aspect of that is all project management foundational things, including waterfall and agile methods. Now, we're not here to create more project managers. No, that's not what we want. We know that project management is a foundational set of skills that people can apply to any career, really. I mean, you use
Yep.
project management in your career.
All the
I
time.
use it in my job. It's applicable to a wide variety of careers. And once people enter the program, they're gaining those skills. A lot of times when we explain it to them, that light clicks and they go, oh, I've done this. I've managed a project. And we go, yep, you certainly have. So it's easy to see how your skills that you already have transfer into jobs that you can apply for. Lots of times people read job descriptions and they think, I'm not qualified. I don't have that skill. A lot of what we teach them in the program is, hey, you've done this before. You may not have done it the way they're describing it, but you've done it. They're using, project management language, and you've done this in a variety of different ways. So graduates come away with a certificate from Gener8tor Skills. Now, that certificate is recognized by the employers in our network. So we work with about 400 different employers across the country.
Okay.
Who recognize the value of our program. They've hired our graduates before, and so that certificate does mean something to them. On top of that, the educational portion of the program meets the educational hour requirements to sit for the Certified Associate Project Manager certification from the Project Management Institute. Now, that is an additional certification that people would have to apply for and pay for to sit for the exam, but our education modules meet the hours needed to qualify to do that.
Oh, that's great. It's super transferable, easy access to further certification. Sounds like a dream. For an individual to go through this, and forgive me if you've already mentioned this, what's kind of the cost associated with the program?
Our program is offered at no cost. It
Okay.
is grant funded here in Nebraska, and so there's no cost to participants. All they have to do is apply, sit through the interview, which is a quick phone call from me, get into the program. As long as they have, a laptop or some other device. We prefer them having a laptop or a tablet. It's pretty hard to write a resume on a phone. But the computers at the library work just as well. As long as you have access to the internet, there's no cost to participants.
That's great. That alone can be a huge barrier for folks when it comes to skilling and reskilling. And so that's really cool. So you talked about kind of resume help, interview help. They're learning specific skills. What other sorts of things would someone be learning during this time?
We also host weekly lunch and learn sessions. So every Wednesday, we invite the participants from all of the programs, so all over the country. We all come together on Wednesday afternoons, and we invite all kinds of industry professionals to come and speak about a wide variety of things. I think tomorrow we have a professor, a lecturer in entrepreneurship, talking about I'm going to butcher the title, the 6 signs of a wonderful employee or something along those
Yeah.
lines. Last week, we had one of our senior program managers talking about neurodiversity in the workplace. I think the week before that, we had another staff member talking about resume writing. We do things on interviewing. We have project management professionals come and speak about project management and what it can look like as a career. All kinds of people come and speak. So there's a ton of things that people can learn if they're really eager to learn more than just the basic modules.
So some really well-rounded professional development
Yes.
during this 6 weeks as well, which is so invaluable. I know that's a very unique case to get to have that many folks. And I love that they all get to connect with the larger cohorts across the country. I feel like that kind of, I don't know, always being a part of something bigger than yourself is exciting. It's motivating. I really like that. How many cohorts have happened here in Lincoln? How many folks have you served? I know you're newer, so
Yeah, so this is actually our second time running the program here in Lincoln.
Okay.
We ran a pilot program last summer to see if this was a viable market, and it turned out to be. And so we had to deal with some hurdles to actually get started this year, but this is, I'm happy to say, our first time running the program since the pilot here in Lincoln, and now we are in Omaha as well. So we're running it this 6 weeks, and then we'll have another one in September, and then we're slated to run more next year.
that's incredible. Yeah. There's been a lot of growth already, and y'all just started, which is really cool. How can programs like this kind of help fill the gaps that we have in our workforce right now? Or how do you see, I guess, this kind of supporting that? We're in a weird space with workforce and talent these days.
We certainly are. Our program, I would say, is one, it's targeted skills development, right? And so it's 6 weeks fast. It's focused on project management, and the skills are widely applicable to all kinds of different things. And so it's very targeted. There isn't a lot of prerequisites for people to take in order to learn and gain the skills. And the skills they learn are immediately applicable. I mean, people watch these modules and they think, "Oh, I've done this before." The language clicks with them, and so targeted skills development. And the second, it's rapid. It's 6 weeks. This isn't a 2-year degree that you have to sit through and wait to begin. As I said, some people find jobs within the first few weeks of the program, and so not only are they continuing to skill, they're already working and applying what they've learned. Third, I would say accessibility. This program's completely virtual. You can do this from the comfort of your own home. The modules are completely self-paced, so you watch them at your own pace. You can watch them on your own time, whatever works for you. Our career coaches are super flexible. If you need to meet at 4:30 on a Wednesday, we try to make time so that we can accommodate your schedule. And we try to be accessible, right? And number 4, I would say, fourth thing, it's right there. We talked about specifics.
It's okay.
Fast, focused, accessible, and what makes a good program?
Free. I don't know. I
No
was just going
cost.
with the F.
Too much alliteration. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's how things work in my mind.
No, it's same.
It is no cost. It isn't free. It's grant funded, so it is no cost, and so, but it's accessible and it's meaningful. We try to make sure that we are meeting people where they are. Career coaching begins day one, and it's not just focused on, hey, you need to do X, Y, and Z. It's, hey, how can we support you in your job search? What are the barriers that you're encountering? And, me being from Lincoln and running this program in Lincoln, I've worked in all kinds of organizations here in town and social services. And so when people do face barriers, I'm well aware of the stuff that's out there to help them. And so we offer support in more than just a career-focused capacity.
I think that that's also incredibly important. Especially within this role, learning so many different types of experiences that individuals go through that are job seeking. I applaud and appreciate when people are willing to walk through those processes, because that really can make or break a job opportunity and career development, and that hinders your life. And we want people to thrive in our community. So I think that's really great. Well, what final thoughts? We're almost out of time. What final thoughts do you have For those listening today, individuals on the fence about checking it out?
For individuals on the fence about checking it out, I would say there's no risk in just applying. And if I call you for an interview, seeing where it goes, right? It's no cost. So there's little risk on their side. For the rest of the audience listening out there, there's a ton of potential in the workforce. I was an unlikely candidate for many, many years, and I still kind of am. I have a non-traditional career path, and so someone took a chance on me. And so I would urge employers out there to look at the unlikely people, because the potential is there, and people are willing. And you got to find them.
Absolutely.
But they're out there.
Yeah, tons of good eggs. I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, Art, thank you so much for coming on, talking about Generator Skills Accelerator, the work that you've done, sharing your own story, and just being here. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.